Hello everybody and welcome to my new English conversational video for the month of April. In my last video, I talked about 7 things that you should know about my hometown Halle Saale. Back in March, I visited the city for the second time during my voluntary service, and I'm already looking forward to spending some more time there in August this year. But of course, I also have other plans after my voluntary service until I start learning a job next year. This is why I want to talk to you today about 5 things on my bucket list this year. And before we start, here's a brief definition of the so-called bucket list. A bucket list is a number of experiences or achievements that a person wants to have or accomplish during their lifetime. But you don't have to create a bucket list for your whole life. It can also be only for the next year, for a certain period of time during your life, or just for vacation and the like. The points that I will mention in this video are of course only a few of the things that I will experience until 2025. Because if there's one thing that I have learned during the past month, then it is that many memories will arise spontaneously and when you least expect them. So the following ones are only these which I have already decided on, and everything else will probably fall into place. With that being said, here we go and enjoy the video. The first thing on my bucket list that I am extremely excited about is visiting concerts. And guess what? I have already planned 2 of them. The first one will take place on the 28th of August in Neu-Ulm. Together with my sister, I will go to the Wheeley Sports and Leisure Park, where we will attend a concert by the famous German hip-hop artist Peter Fox. Fox has been active as one of the singers in the group Seed since 1998, and his first solo album was released in September 2008 under the title Stadtaffe. It reached first place in the German album charts in February 2009 with well-known songs such as Haus am See, Zucker and Alles Neu. Peter Fox also received other music awards, such as the Echo in the hip-hop urban category, the Echo Critics Awards, as well as the Echo for the Best Producer of the Year. While he remained active in his band Seed, he put his solo career on hold, until he released his single Zukunft Pink on the 22nd of October 2022. Another single, Vergessen Wie, followed on the 3rd of March last year. His second solo album, Love Songs, was released on the 26th of May 2023 and again reached #1 in the German charts. When Peter Fox released his first album, I was only 3 years old, but due to the fact of his timeless songs, I became a big fan during my childhood, and I'm still a big fan now. That's why I'm looking forward to his concert in August, and I'm sure that the vibe there will be very good. The second concert I have already booked tickets for is part of the so-called Chronicles tour in 2024. I will go to Leipzig together with my sister and a good friend to see there the famous rap and pop artist Crow. Back in 2022, I went to one of his concerts in Berlin, and now I'm looking forward to the next one, during which he will take his fans on a journey through his entire musical and artistic work. We will be able to enjoy some of his first songs like Einmal die Welt, Easy, Traum and You, as well as other performances like Bad Chick and Meine Gang, but also tracks from some of his newer albums. Crow's songs repeatedly made it to #1 in the German single charts, and he also won other prizes like the Echo in 2013. Another special feature about the artist is that none of his fans knows what he really looks like, as he has been wearing a panda mask since he started his career in 2011. Later, he replaced it with other masks that he wore during his music videos and also performances on stage. In this way, he wants to show that it is not his appearance that plays a role on stage, but rather his musical talent. And you can tell that he can really convince a huge audience with it. I am definitely very excited which songs he will choose during his performance on the 30th of November in Leipzig, and I'm already looking forward to his performance. Do you have a favorite artist or band? And if so, have you been able to visit one of their concerts yet? The second point on my bucket list is something I've gladly already been able to experience doing my voluntary service. Traveling is something I'm always looking forward to, whether it is in the city or country that I'm currently in or further abroad. During my stay here in the Czech Republic, I have been visiting some cities already, but have also seen new places in Germany. When I return home in August this year, I will continue this series of traveling, and I'm going to start right away with a week in Denmark together with 7 girlfriends of mine. We will stay in a big house right next to a fjord and near the Northern Sea and the city Esbjerg. I am looking forward to a very relaxed week with days at the beach, bicycle trip through nature, as well as board game afternoons, cooking evenings, and movie nights. I will see some of my friends for the first time after 1 whole year, and I'm very excited about that, and at the same time sure that it will feel like we haven't even been apart. After this rather relaxed and balanced week, I will be home for half a month before starting my next adventure. From the end of August until the end of September, I will be traveling with my so-called Interrail ticket through whole Europe together with my sister. The Interrail ticket that my sister and I both won gives us the possibility of 7 days of traveling all over Europe within maximally 30 days. We decided to plan our route over Bratislava, Budapest, Zagreb, Ljubljana, Trieste, Venice, and Verona. But because we chose the flexible ticket, we also have the chance to change our plan within our journey. This gives us more freedom to decide whether we want to stay longer or shorter in one of the cities, as well as planning additional trips. I will visit all of the cities for the first time and am therefore very curious how I will experience the people and the life there. In every case, I am already looking forward to this journey, and am also very excited about the fact that I can start it together with my sister. So let's see what we will experience, who we will get to know, what lessons we will learn, and what else will be waiting for us. I hope at least good food and good weather. Will you be traveling somewhere this year, and do you have a specific place on your bucket list? Let me know in the comments. Number 3 on my bucket list is something I may also experience during my trips in September and August. First of all, I would consider myself as a brave person because I often try to get out of my comfort zone, and especially during my stay here in Pilsen, I have dared to do so many things that I wouldn't have done before my voluntary service. Nevertheless, I feel like there is still a bit of potential for improvement in this regard. For instance, I've never tried something like parachute or bungee jumping. These two things are, in my perception, some of the bravest activities one can do. For me, this list also includes paragliding and riding a zipline, as well as other similar things that really get your heart rate up. So those activities that are clearly out of my comfort zone are something that I want to do even more for the rest of the year. And by out of my comfort zone, I don't only mean those physical, clearly brave things, but also other moments where I might have to go out of my comfort zone. Moments where I probably feel a bit awkward at first. For me, this includes things like singing a song in a karaoke bar in front of many strangers, which will be probably very embarrassing for me in the beginning, but in the end might turn out to be a lot of fun. Other examples would be simply sitting down next to other people and starting a conversation, dancing in public, or at least for a short period of time drawing attention on yourself in some kind of way. In the end, I think that you don't have to take every chance to do something uncomfortable, but from time to time, it really helps you to grow personally and to think out of your comfort zone and your daily life. Do you have something out of your comfort zone that you would really like to do one day? And also, what would be your go-to song in a karaoke bar? The next thing I want to talk about has also something to do with being active, in some cases brave, but you can also experience it in a rather mental way. I'm talking about finding a new hobby this year, or in general trying something new and learning a new skill. This could be a sport, for example, and I've already made a start to this here in Pilsen when I visited the climbing hall or boulder hole in the city center for the first time. Even though I did this sport a few times back in my hometown, I never really stuck to it, and this is something I definitely want to change. So when I find time on the weekend, I try to go to the boulder hall together with friends. And you know what? I already see some improvement in my upper body strength and also in other muscle groups. But the most exciting aspect of it is when I get to finish a route. And sometimes I fail, even a few times. And this is something which in my perception is completely okay, because life is not always about accomplishing everything, but about trying again and then seeing some improvement. This keeps me, for example, much more motivated because I know that I can go there and try again. And in the boulder hall in Pilsen, they also change their routes from time to time, which is also something I really like because it allows us to try something different every time we go there. So let's see if there's another sport that I will start with this year. There are definitely some on my list that I would like to try, for example, skating, surfing, or dancing. And maybe I will even get the chance to try one of those sports during my trips to Denmark and through Europe. Another thing I could imagine is learning a not physical but rather mental skill this year. For example, a language. And yes, I am already overthinking this decision because, to be honest, learning English, Spanish and Czech at the same time is definitely a big challenge to me, and I tend to mix up those languages a lot. But I also think that it's a lot of fun to learn a new language because you not only train your brain by this, but you also see the similarities and differences in the rules of the language and grammar in comparison to other languages. And let's be honest, the best part of it is definitely when you finally get the chance to talk to others and see how you have already improved with your language skills. So let's see which language is next on my plan. Maybe Italian, maybe Portuguese, or maybe something completely different. Do you have other skills that you would like to learn or develop this year, and are they rather physical or mental? My fifth and therefore last point might surprise some of you because I've just talked about the things I want to do after leaving Pilsen. But you know what? On my bucket list is also coming back to the city that I've spent the last month in, at least for a few days. As I said, I'm looking forward to traveling home in August this year, to have my family and friends closer to me again, and to take the next steps of learning a job or studying and the like. But of course, Pilsen has become very important to me during the last month. I now know almost every cafe in the city center and have walked through the forest in Bolowec 100 times. I made my way to the city center and back almost every day and now know how to pronounce all of the stations of the tram line 4. Even the Sadipeta Tricavniku. I got to know so many people in and outside of Totem, and some of them are now very close figures in my life. It is crazy how a city, place, or facility becomes something so familiar to you that it will be strange to leave it again. I mean, of course, I will be happy and feel like coming home when I go back to Halle, but in some kind of way, it will also feel like leaving a second home. Last year, I had to experience Pilsen for the first time, and during the last month, I've gotten to know the city much better, and now my perception of it changed completely. I will obviously never come back as just a tourist, but as a person that has lived in Pilsen for almost 1 year. And I don't want to become too emotional at this point, but I just want to make clear that the city really means something to me. It's still some time to go, I know, but I can already say that I am looking forward to my next visit of Pilsen after I will leave it in summer. And gladly, the city is not far away from home, so it is easier to go there again if I will ever feel second homesick someday. With that being said, thank you all for watching this video. I hope that I was able to inspire at least some of you to get out of your comfort zone, to try something new, or to plan your next trip, concert, or visit to a city that played a big role in your past. If you want to, let me know in the comments whether you have a bucket list and what's written on there. Thank you again for watching and see you again next month. Ahoy!